when you're laying there and they're doing something that's scary because of what they're checking for and then is uncomfortable and it's in your breast, you know, you feel very vulnerable.
Okay.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Knorpp and South. It's actually not even morning. I don't know why I said that, but a couple of weeks ago, I was in the shower and I noticed that I had a lump in my breast on the side over here, and it was pretty big. And you know, you're like, oh, yeah, that's not cool. That's definitely a lump. And so I got out. I think you were nearby, and I had you feel it, and you were like, yep, that's a lump. So I'm like, oh, I don't like that, and decided I should probably go in and get that checked out. So I went in last week, just before our family reunion, if you watched our last video. I went in just sweating buckets, honestly, and he was like, you need to get in right away and get you know, an ultrasound and mammogram of this. I talked to Chat again. ChatGPT, that's what we call it. That's our little name for I've heard other people call it like Chatty. I don't know. We call ChatGPT Chat in our family. Talk to Chat again, and I'm going to call Chat by he and him pronouns because the voice is a man's. He told me, I know you guys are like, wait, I know. Chat told me that I asked what the percentages are, level with me. It knows. I've been like tracking my perimenopause stuff with ChatGPT. So it already knows all of that. That's what's kind of cool about the ChatGPT. It remembers everything. But anyhow, said that it was like 80% chance that it's nothing, which should have made me feel better. And in a way it did. But also, you don't like walking through the world for a week, as I have since that last appointment, with a 20% chance that you have breast cancer. That doesn't feel good. That's not a very relaxing thing. I've been just pushing it out of my head mostly. I have had crazy more hormones my whole life. When I was a teenager in high school, I had a huge fibroid tumor, like bigger than a grapefruit, like 6 inches across in my uterus, that I had to get removed. I have had hormone issues all my life. So, and always leaning towards estrogen dominance, overbearance of estrogen. So it can cause these certain type of lumps, or I don't know if you call them tumors, I don't know. And I'm hoping that's what it is, but I don't know. So today I'm going to find out that either, yeah, you got one of those, or that I am going to lose my hair and be very, very sick for a while. I don't want that. Really don't want that. Mike doesn't think that's happening. I mean, not like Mike has any way of knowing that or any authority whatsoever, but I still like that he keeps saying that. But I didn't know if I was going to make a video of it, but I figured if I have breast cancer, I should probably make a video about it, because this channel's about our life, and that's going to be a big part of our life moving forward if I do. If I don't have breast cancer, I think it's also kind of important to make the video, because before I found the lump, I had no idea that you could have a lump in your breast of a significant size that shows up out of nowhere, like you didn't have it before, and it's just benign, and it's just something that happens sometimes in perimenopause. I didn't know that. So either way, I'm making this video. I obviously can't record in there. He's not even allowed to come in with me. I don't know if that's just for like the mammogram part. I don't know why you couldn't sit next to me during ultrasound.
We'll see.
But I'm grateful that he can come. He's driving me. He can sit in the waiting room. That's always a very nice thing that Mike does for me, because I'm needy like that. Nobody knows. I haven't told my sister, because what's the point in telling them, hey, I have a lump in my breast, but I don't know what it is. I told my best friend, Megan, because it slipped out. I was just like telling her about my week, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I found a lump in my breast. I kind of regret telling her so, because I don't want her to be stressed. And then Andrew asked directly when I was going to that doctor's appointment last week. Most of your kids, I'm like, I'm going to a doctor's appointment. Like, okay. And Andrew's like, what for? So I'm like, well, I have a lump in my breast. I didn't want to lie. I don't know. So nobody knows but those two and Mike and I. But yeah, we'll see what happens.
I'm here for an appointment for an ultrasound and mammogram.
Okay.
Just had my first mammogram. Wasn't as bad as everybody made me expect it to be. I guess I was well prepared to know that it was going to be uncomfortable and yeah, but now we're just waiting for the next step.
Now, have you ever had an ultrasound before?
Yeah.
So, come on with me.
Okay, I'm out, and I got a multi-stage mammogram. And I know there's a lot of stuff floating around now about mammograms not being good for you, and that may be true, but there's no way around when you've got a lump in your breast and that you're going to the doctor so that they can maybe figure out if it's cancer. You're getting mammograms. You're going to get a whole heck ton of them from every angle possible, doing mammogram yoga in there. Then we did a couple different types of ultrasound, only to be told they don't know what it is, which is not fun. So I have to go in next week for a biopsy, which is sucky. I'm going to still hope that it's nothing and that it's benign. So the biggest stress is just that biopsies are super expensive. All of these things where you're just like, well, it's best to know, and rule out cancer are also a lot of money. Ruling out cancer is less expensive than cancer, but it's still money that I hate spending. I just hate that it's me. It's always me. And I'm grateful Mike is so healthy, but I wish I were as healthy as Mike. There's always little things with me that end up costing a lot of money.
It's okay.
But anyways, so I don't have anything to report, except that it's really hard to feel like you're a healthy person in a gown in dark rooms with doctors and nurses quietly talking to each other about you. So anyways, glad to be done. I'll let you know next time when I find out. So I wanted to do a little check-in. Today is Monday, and last Wednesday was my mammogram and ultrasound. And when I got home, I punched once the doctor uploaded all of the results into my little health app, which is really nice to have, by the way. I was able to put those into ChatGPT and have it kind of translated into plain English what the findings were. Then I could ask questions like, what are the chances with all of this information that I have cancer? And it's about 50-50, which is, that weighed heavily. That's been weighing heavily on me. And, I was able to say okay, from what we know so far, what type of cancer would it be and stuff like that. And all of this is just conjecture, and I understand that. But I'm trying to kind of understand what my possible paths are ahead of me. And 50% chance, which is great, that it's nothing. And I even asked chat, okay, if it isn't cancer, what would it be? And it kind of gave me look what it sounds like, and it could be one of these three options, just so I have an option in my mind, oh, okay, instead of well, you have 3 lumps and then all of these micro calcifications, so you are therefore, come on, it's obvious you have cancer. It's no, it could actually be one of these 3 things or something else. And so it's okay, that's helpful. And half of the women who go into these biopsies come out and find out that it's not cancer, so that's okay. That's not great numbers in some ways, but also let's not forget that half, at least, do just find out it's nothing and benign. And then I've kind of learned more about the different treatments for breast cancer, like radiation and chemotherapy and hormone blockers and all sorts of stuff. And I guess where I'm at right now is I feel a little bit like I'm mentally living out of a suitcase, because I can't, which is just messy. It's the worst, right? But I can't actually pack that bag up. I can't, do anything about it until I know what's next. If I find out it's benign, that will hopefully be by the end of this week. It might not be till early next week, but if I find out it's benign, that's great. Pack up the bag, go back to normal life. Praise the Lord literally for my health, and that I can just go back to doing what we do here. And probably with a new tenderness and gratitude for that I'm healthy. If I find out I have cancer though, the bummer is I still can't really pack that bag completely, because then I will have to have surgery to remove the cancer, and then they will try to determine if it's spread, if it has clean margins, and what the treatment path will be. And so that will, I don't think, so after I find out, if I get the phone call that I have cancer, then they will be scheduling the surgery. So it's just like pushing it out and pushing it out and pushing it out. It is a strange feeling to know that if I do have cancer and they want to do chemotherapy, that like it will happen very quickly, so that like a month from now I will have no hair. That's a strange feeling, that's even a possibility, right? The fact that it's even a possibility to like mentally prepare yourself for is a strange feeling. So I have obviously been praying a lot. I haven't told very many people because I don't have much to tell, right? I did tell my kids that are living at home because I'm going into this surgery tomorrow. I'm going into this biopsy tomorrow, and we were gonna go and have lunch with a friend as a family, and we had to cancel that. And so like, just to explain, it's kind of weird for me not to say like, hey, I'm doing this and here's what's going on. But it's stressful for anybody that hears it, and I don't need to add to their stress if I don't need to add to their stress. So I did tell a friend, just because early on I told her that I found a lump in my breast and stuff, but I do feel bad that I told her in some ways. It's nice for me, but probably not for her, But one of the things yesterday was church, and it was a really nice meeting, as it often is, and I was singing a hymn and felt very strongly impressed that one of the things I guess that's stressing me out is I don't like hospitals. Like, who does, right? But every time I've had some sort of procedure or difficult thing in the past, Michael's been able to be in the room with me. Because if you guys were here in 2018, I had malignant melanoma in my hip and had to have that taken out, like a big chunk of it, and he was able to be there, like sitting right next to me through the whole thing. And just anytime, you have babies and you have other procedures, Mike's always been there. But this medical group or whatever, they don't allow anyone in there. And so when I understand it for mammograms, but I didn't understand it for the ultrasound, like why he couldn't just be, there's a chair sitting there, like why can't he just be in the room during my ultrasound? But he couldn't, and it's just really lonely, honestly, because it's stressful and you're alone and it's kind of a dark room, and they're not in the room most of the time. Most of the time you're just laying there like half naked, waiting for someone to come in. And I've taken everything off my phone, so I don't have any games or anything to look at, and on purpose, so I don't waste time on my phone. But I just lay there, and I don't even know if I thought, well, I could bring a book, but I don't know how effective I would be at reading like a novel in a situation like that. And it's kind of strange to have it on the table with you while you're waiting, and so you just wait, and it's kind of lonely. And I was kind of bummed and not looking forward to going to the biopsy tomorrow alone and waiting before and afters and stuff. And anyways, I was singing this hymn, and it just hit me really strongly and with a lot of peace that I won't be alone. That I won't be alone when I'm in there, even though no visible person is there with me. And I was really grateful for that. So maybe this is all nothing, but it does give you the chance to learn some lessons, I guess, about the fragility of life, about how there are no guarantees, literally no guarantees. It's really important to take care of yourself, but you can do everything and live really, really healthy and still get random things. And in fact, the only guarantee is that you will eventually die. You will get sick and you will die. And that you should, I guess, in humility, trust that the Lord is in charge, and that it will all work out for the best, and for yourself and for others, and that he will take care of you and others during those times. And so it's given me a chance to reflect on that, and really to know that he has supported me in my health for so long. And so I don't know. Oh, I told one other friend because she had breast cancer a few years ago. So I just told her and I kind of asked her what her process was like in finding out and what the treatment was like. And, she mentioned that because I was saying the hard part is the waiting. And she said, well, if you do your biopsy and they find that it's cancer, it will move very, very quickly after that. Which is kind of good and bad, right? Because the waiting may be over, but like sometimes when you're in these sorts of appointments that are high stress with your health on the line, they're like, we want to do this and this and this and this. And you don't have the chance to, and like even the wherewithal to be like, I'm not sure if that's the treatment I want, you know? I'm not sure, I need a minute. I just need a minute to think that through and decide that's what I want to do. But it's really hard in those sorts of situations, you know? So anyways, that's where I'm at. I'm going in tomorrow morning and we'll take you guys along as much as we can. And then we'll see how I feel and see what they say. The nurse told me that it could be 3 days that I find out from the lab what the results are, or it could be a week. 3 days would be this Friday, and a week would be not fun. That's all. Oh, another thing I did want to mention is that I have been praying, and the Lord has been helping me to not be afraid and to not think about it so much, because at first it was just like constant. I'm like, I probably shouldn't think about it. And then like, I'm thinking about it again, you know, like thinking about what you would say to people like, oh, I have breast cancer or something like that, or what it will feel like if you're told that you have breast cancer. And I remember the phone call I got when I had melanoma. And that was a weird phone call, you know, like to say like, yep, actually the findings are that it is cancerous and you have malignant melanoma, so we're going to need to schedule for this. Like, I know that people think like, oh, so big deal, everybody's got melanomas, but like melanoma is kind of one of those things where like if it's gone in, you're toast. Like your chances of survival are very low. So that was stressful for me. It's a strange phone call to get. So anyways, all that to say is you start playing stuff like that through your mind and you can't seem to stop. But I have found that prayers really helped me stay calm, and I'll find that it's been a while since I've thought about it, or that it doesn't have a lot of emotion behind it. It's just a thing, and I've been grateful for that peace and for that support from heaven. Anyways, that's where I'm at. We're just gonna try to do normal things. I've been trying to come up with projects that I could do while I was waiting, and I think the next video might be me finishing some of the decor in my bedroom because I need a project and I've been waiting to do that anyways. That's it, and we'll see you tomorrow. Okay, it's the next morning and Mike is taking me to my biopsy. And it's about a 40-minute drive. So that's kind of nice just to kind of settle in a little bit. I'm feeling optimistic. I'm feeling, good. I've asked ChatGPT a lot of questions. Anytime I have like, what about this though? Like some deep fear about something, I can ask ChatGPT. And I don't think ChatGPT, for the record, is the arbinger of all truth, but it's much easier than a Google of something, because then you get like all these message boards and it's conversational. But anyhow, like today I asked, first thing this morning I asked, won't putting a needle in something, if it were cancerous, like make the cancer leak out? And so that's not how it works. I said, if that's how it works, then like just bumping into something would make your cancer spread. And thankfully that's not how our body works, except for in very rare aggressive cancers. So I'm like, okay, good. So anyways, I've been asking lots of questions like that, but I'm feeling good, feeling optimistic that this is all for nothing. Maybe this won't even need to be a video. It'll just be a strange time for a few weeks in my life, but we'll see. All done. Mike said it seemed quick. They were very kind, the women in there. It's, like when you're laying there and they're doing something that's scary because of what they're checking for, and then is uncomfortable and it's in your breast, you feel very vulnerable. And it's like very sweet because the nurse like held my hand, and like I liked her holding my hand, and it's like, humanity's funny that way, aren't we? Like, we like each other, we need each other. Anyways, I'm sorry that I'm so weepy. It is so easy to get into my tears the last couple weeks. It was uncomfortable, wasn't my favorite thing. I now just I have an ice pack in my bra that I'll just keep for the next, I don't remember how long. I assumed when she was telling me all the directions that I was going to get like paperwork with all of them. So I was like listening to her, but also it's hard to take it in when you're laying there after just, you know, having this done, this procedure done. I can't shower. I'm not really supposed to cook or anything. I'm not supposed to use.
Dang it.
Yeah, but I'm still going thrifting tonight with a friend. One of the things she said is that she was like, you know, fibroids that people get in their uteruses. And I'm like thinking, yes, I do. Because I had a huge one in high school and I have one right now. And my sisters had them, and my grandma had so many fibroids in her uterus that they just removed her uterus. And she's like, well, it's the same thing. It's like caused for the same reason, the same sort of tissue, it's just in your breasts. It could be one of those. And I'm like, okay. And so then after I was all done, I like got on ChatGPT and I was like, if you have fibroids, are you more likely to get a fibroadenoma? And the answer was yes. So I was very happy to hear that. It just was like something I could grab onto. And so I'm going to trust that I am healthy and that my body doesn't make cancer. It makes fibroids and fibroadenomas. That's what my hope is. And that skin cancer is kind of something, you know, people with my coloring and genetic history get in sunny places. Anyways, that's my hope. Then I'm going to hold on to that. But it'll be, they said 3 to 5 business days. And today is a Tuesday, so as soon as I would hear them would be Friday or next Tuesday. So anyways, we'll see.
Megan just got the call. Thanks for the results.
Oh, okay. 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 Okay.
Is that it?
Yeah. So I guess I have breast cancer.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
There you go. And I am like sweating buckets now, and not really processing. But yeah, I guess I have to make some phone calls.
Well, I think there's a lot to kind of figure out.
Yeah. It feels like a dream. It does not feel real. So anyways, that's it, guys. That is not what I expected to say. I really felt confident that I was fine. And I will be fine. Just gonna be sick for 6 months or so, depending. But anyways, thanks for coming along. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
So we realized that that couldn't really be our final scene because it was like saying, I have cancer, bye, and hanging up the phone.
Yeah, it's kind of abrupt.
So we've
And
had
it was also a lot for us to suddenly like have to kind of
digest.
deal with.
Yeah. And
so, yeah.
it's been 3 days?
2 or 3 days. I think, and maybe I don't know if we give any background whatsoever, but this is something we've been thinking about and sort of kind of preparing for like almost a month now.
Yeah. I found the lump a little over a month ago. Yeah.
Right. So it's kind of funny because I'm watching the video of you like getting that information. You didn't like break down crying or anything like that. It was sort of kind of like, oh, okay.
Well, I think that's a little bit my personality type too, because like I take a little bit to digest and process things like that.
Yeah.
And it has definitely been like, thankfully, I don't mind that about myself because it's like distilling and like, you know, and Mike's seen me, I'll be very jokey and then I'll say something and I'll cry a little. And then it'll go back to jokey and then I'll cry a little. Because it takes a while to go like, oh, you know, and I don't even think I fully have a complete understanding that I have breast cancer. Like I was out for my walk today and I'm feeling so good, you know, I'm just feeling energized and strong. And I'm like, but kind of wild. I have breast cancer, you know?
Yeah.
And I'll like look at photos. I'm like, I had cancer then, you know? So
like the family reunion and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And the next video, I think we'll go into more of what's next. But I think we mostly wanted to say is that if you're up for it, we're up for sharing. We've always shared our adventures and our journeys. And so I guess for the next few months, will be sharing my treatment journey and my getting healthy again journey. And I think it actually probably will be helpful for me to make videos about it, to communicate, because I think sometimes when you're going through stuff like that, it's very lonely or isolating.
Yeah.
And so to be able to connect with all of you and share that would be very helpful for me. I should say I'm not going to die. I mean, we're all going to die. But like, this is a very treatable cancer. It's 99%. What is that called?
Survivability
Yeah,
rate?
I guess so.
I don't know.
Recovery rate.
Yeah.
It's but that being said, one thing I did not understand a few days ago is best case scenario, I'm still in for a rough 4 months. Best case scenario. Worst case scenario, that might be more like 6 or 7 months. But I will come out alive at the end of it. I will come out changed, and I think grateful for the support system I have in Mike and in the kids. And we'll talk about that more in the next video because we have more to share, and we will be learning more in the coming days, and we'll be sharing that too. But
yeah, we're still kind of in the fact-finding part of this whole thing.
yes, and will be for a month or so.
Yeah.
But we just didn't want to leave you guys hanging. So come back next time to find out what we're finding out. But for now, I do have breast cancer, invasive ductal carcinoma, and we are preparing ourselves for it mentally, spiritually, physically, and everything.
Yeah.
So
you'll see sort of a varied. Our videos will change a little bit. We're still going to be posting, and we're still trying to do things. We're still doing normal life as a thing. That's what's kind of funny about it, is that nothing has actually changed for your health at this point. So we're doing a makeover of this room next. We'd already kind of started that before this whole thing. Anyway,
well, we actually started it because the last month of all the appointments where you're waiting, I was just like, I need something to do to like fill my time and my mind. And so I'm like, I'm doing a bedroom makeover. I never did it. It will keep me busy. And so I actually am looking forward to having that because when I'm thinking about what I'm going to do in here, I'm not thinking about having cancer. So
yeah.
I still have a few weeks before treatment really begins. And so I will finish that. I have some other things. And then I'm happy. I have some people I know on social media who've had breast cancer or are currently in treatment, to see that, like, yes, you are sick, but then you also you still are alive. So you can do other things even while you're in treatment. And so we'll share it all.
Yeah.
But anyways, I do not want everybody I don't want this to be a burden for you, because it's already a burden enough. You know what I mean? So like, I have already felt the love of the Lord. I've already felt his blessings. I've already felt a lot of good things from this experience. So don't be sad too much. And thanks for being our friends and for the support. And we'll see you next time with more information and with a bedroom makeover and with cooking videos, because we still gotta eat. So anyways, love you guys. Until then, bye.
Bye.